Hello, everyone, and welcome to Healthy Living. I have with me today a special guest, my first guest, as a matter of fact, on the program. It's Gail Meriel. She's an author, speaker, coach, and owner of Success Redefined. So, Gail, tell us a little bit about yourself, what Success Redefined is, a little bit of your story, how you got to this point,
Mhm.
why you're doing what you're doing.
All right. Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate you having me on the show, at least for your first guest. It is an honor to be able to talk with you tonight. I am, as you mentioned, a coach, and I also am an IT professional. I've been with the corporate world for about 25 plus years. And in that time, I've had a lot of challenges in my career. A lot of it was really geared toward having me move up and advance in my career and upskilling and ensuring that I have the accurate skills and talent to be in an advanced role. A lot of times there are challenges in that, and I experience imposter syndrome. As I went through a lot of years as a career professional, I have determined or identified ways to overcome imposter syndrome when faced with it. As I talk to people and try to counsel them, I really share my story because a lot of stories that I experienced are very similar to what people are experiencing, especially in their career. And for me, emotional and mental health are very, very critical in life, whether it's your personal or professional life. Sometimes when you want to advance in your career, in your role, your success is not always defined, and you feel that you have a path to get to success. And when it doesn't work out, that's when imposter syndrome hits, whether it's an internal reason or an external reason, or it's lack of self confidence. That's when Success Redefined was born. I am very passionate about speaking and bringing awareness to people about imposter syndrome. It is not something that's very well spoken about in corporations, in terms of training or employee development. And I think it's really, really important to understand what that is so you can actually redefine your success. If you feel that there is something stopping you from being successful, whether it's your negative thinking or somebody else made you feel that you are not adequate for a role, it's something that you can do and take action on and identify first what your goals are, and second, what's not working and what is working. Third, what can you control and what you can't control. And then fourth, really assessing it, redefining it, and then being able to get to that path B, and execute it.
So I like that. You said to define basically where you are, where you
Mhm.
want to go, and you mentioned a little bit about like the past and this imposter syndrome
Mhm.
and kind of redefining and sort of like reprogramming your mind to towards success. And I think you're geared more towards a women audience. Is that correct?
Yes, that is because I can definitely relate to women and the experiences they face that cause them to have imposter syndrome. So the techniques and strategies that I've used would probably be more effective toward women. I am not a clinician, so I don't have that formal education to really gear toward all audiences. And definitely that's something that I could refer people to, but from a corporate experience, from a personal experience, I can definitely relate to women.
Yeah, I'm not officially a what do you call that? A clinician,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I do have uh, education in chaplaincy, but
Okay.
never officially certified.
Mm,
I really don't have the desire to because I can serve people better and
yeah.
just a volunteer capacity
Yeah.
and make my money with these through another health and wellness company.
Hmm.
Right now I'm have a job as well, but and I suffered, believe it or not, I am actually starting to just get out of my shell.
Oh, that's great.
60
That's
years
great.
old. And I've been listening to a lot of motivational speakers, a lot of sales and marketing professionals. I don't know if you've heard of any of them: Tony Robbins,
Yes.
Grant
Yes.
Cardone,
Yeah.
uh, Les Brown.
Hmm.
Um, but when you actually presented to me and my wife with this proposal and coaching business that you have, it really made me think to really pursue this avenue as like a life coach and incorporate that into my idea of wholeness health,
Yes.
meaning spiritually, physically, and financially. So the physical and financial part will be with the health and wellness company.
Hmm.
Spiritually or in other areas, I can help people in all these areas with that as well by life coach. By being a hopefully a life coach and author. I'm working on a book, by the way.
That's great.
So I haven't
Great.
got the title yet, but it's basically about success principles.
Hmm.
And that brings me to the question about your book.
Okay.
I know you're an author or co-op. Well,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. So I had the opportunity to be a co-author along with 15 other women who are professionals, whether they are entrepreneurs or going or in the corporate world or in any other organization. We share our stories of challenges and how we overcome them. So we are trying to be more inspirational. And that book is a series and an anthology of the women who boss up. So they are geared toward women and really give inspiring words to motivate. And that's really my goal as well. I am also in Toastmasters, and being a motivational speaker has been one of my goals as well. Part of that opportunity of being an author in the book really brings out that motivational speaker in me, because it's again trying to make people aware of what imposter syndrome is. They may have already been experiencing it, just not knowing what the label is. And sometimes knowing what the label is really important so we can move forward. Because if you're in that mental or emotional state where you're thinking you're a failure, you're very discouraged, and if you label it, then you can say, okay, it is real, it is something that I am experiencing, and it's okay. It's we're normalizing it. And if those feelings of inadequacy or failure keep coming, we're not able to move forward in what we want to succeed in. And my book helps in bringing that to light of that syndrome so we can identify it, put a label on it, and then move on to the next steps to overcome it so we can be successful. So that's where my book comes in, is just mostly really making people aware of what that is.
Interesting. When I first saw this title of the book, I know it's a book series, right?
Yes.
Who boss up? I'm like, I have to admit, being honest, I have to admit, like, uh-oh, women's movement type things. But no, it's not like that at all, right? It's I believe that women and I admit I had a problem with that for a while, but I do
Mhm.
believe that women has as much right to success and life as a man or no, anyone else.
Yeah.
We were originally uh, considered equal or co-heirs or support to each other. That's the way it was originally designed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the women was designed to support the man, but women also have a place in the work role. And, can they manage? Can they be pastors? Yes. I've seen how that all works, how good that is and beneficial,
Mm-hmm.
to all mankind. And let's see, I think we've covered most of the bases. So I have three questions for you.
Sure.
Hopefully I can remember what they were. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is meeting the goals that you set for yourself and meeting them to the point where you are happy and you are satisfied and you have achieved them without regret. I think success means really putting your best foot forward and being able to tell yourself in the most natural way that you did it. And then at the same time, build up your self-confidence.
Okay. Question number 2.
Mhm.
How how important do you think goal setting is in achieving?
Yeah, I think goal setting is critical to success, actually, because if you don't, if you don't set yourself with goals and really put achievements on paper or documented or really on top of your mind, that's not something that you're going to be working toward. And to me, goals, everybody should have goals because that's how you succeed in life. That's how you uh, be the best version of yourself. And in order for us to move forward in life, whether it's professionally, personally, spiritually, physically, mentally,
Right?
yeah, exactly, even mentally, you want to ensure that you have your best version of yourself in all cases. And goal setting is something that is critical. Otherwise, there's nothing to work toward, and you're just going through life very uh non-directionally,
Right.
right?
So for me, one of the 3 most critical things to have are
Hmm.
mindset, the correct, a good why, and goals that are very, descriptive and big. I hear a lot of people say, like, sometimes, don't make big goals because then you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Hmm.
But, for me, and you could disagree, the bigger you set the goal, the more drive you have to try to achieve that goal. You might not necessarily make 1 million this year, but it may drive you to make whatever, a couple 100,000. It will definitely drive you to do more than what you're doing now,
Hmm.
which is nothing, basically.
Right. Exactly. And I think you make a good point. It is good to have goals. It is good to have realistic goals though, because you don't want to get to that point where you do experience imposter syndrome because you can't make an unrealistic goal. And that's where my business comes in, my mindset coaching business comes in, is let's make realistic goals. Let's see what your goals are that you can and cannot control, and make sure that you work toward realistic ones and figure out an executable plan for that.
Sounds good. And then the third question is if there's one thing that you could, if just one thing about all of this that you could leave or get from this or give to everybody, what would that be?
I would say really define what success means to you. As when I had part of what I spoke about in my book is about how I overcame imposter syndrome. I wanted to be a leader. What does that mean? Does that mean having a title in the corporate world? Or is that just making a positive impact? And that's where I redefined my success, because I wanted to be a leader, but you can be a leader in so many other ways instead of just having a high performing title. And as soon as I realized that, I know that I could make a very positive impact, and that's where my business was created, because I wanted to make a positive impact to others, and I could be a leader in my own way. The advice that I give to everyone is really look at your goals, what you define as success, and reassess that and say, okay, there are plenty of ways to achieve those goals, and not get stuck on one path, because paths to meeting goals are a journey, right? It's never going to be a straight line. We're going to have challenges, we're going to have ups and downs. And it's a matter of really defining that success for you and putting an executable plan that's realistic and working toward that.
Sounds good. You mentioned something about it's not just a title.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was an elder of a church for a while, for a couple of years, and they used to always call me Pastor Rich, Elder. I didn't really because to me it's not all about the title.
Right.
What you do, who you're serving, that really matters.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's because a title is just a formality.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes title makes us too big-headed.
Right.
I just forget about the real goal or the real reason why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
So, where can they get your book and where can they find you?
Okay. Well, the book will be coming out over the holidays on Amazon as an ebook format, but the paperback version will be available after the holidays through me. You can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on LinkedIn, and I also, the book will be available for purchase on my website at gailmeriel.com. You could also view my site for the services that I provide, and there is an offering that I have to get people started if they do want to redefine their success and experience imposter syndrome. I do offer a free self-discovery journal where they can document their goals and what they're thinking, and then I can definitely have a 30-minute discovery call with folks that are complimentary.
Sounds very good. And I'll leave a link to your website in the description below so people can find you much easier.
Okay.
I truly thank you for being here, and I hope and pray that things will, go well, that and I really see you helping a lot of people, especially a lot of women. There's something that's really needed out there, because I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but a lot of the even though a lot of women will attend these motivational type, what do you call these sessions,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're more geared towards, men and sales, and you're doing it as a holistic type, more geared towards women, and I think they really need to hear what you have to say.
Yes.
So again, thank you. You're well, yeah, and I look forward to your success.
Great. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk about imposter syndrome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.